Hello again. It's going to be a really busy weekend in the garden this weekend, and I've got a lot to show you. So instead of me sitting here enjoying my morning coffee, I really should crack on. In a minute. Now, July is one of those times in the garden that's so busy, it's very easy to get distracted. You're going to do a job and all of a sudden you see something, and so you stop. And then the next thing, you forget what it is you were going to do. So you turn around and you head back to the house, and just when you get back to the house, you remember, yeah. Something I've been forgetting to do for a few weeks now is a quick update on the pipe parsnips. This is West Canada versus Eastern Canada. A little bit of a competition, but more of a comparison that I'm doing with Harold, also known as In the Garden with Papa. As you can see, Harold, they're not doing too bad. I believe that Harold's using some kind of wicking system. Mine are just being watered from the top, but I have sunk them into a bigger pot below. I don't know if it sucks the moisture up or not. I have no idea. But they seem to be doing okay. I'm also doing a couple of carrots. These are imperator carrots, which are also in pipes. And also, while we're at it, let's take a look at the one. This is my entry into allotment grow house. How big can you get a stirring onion from a set competition? After seeing Adams this week, I think he's got the edge right now, but there's still time to catch up. I think the problem that I've got is that it needs a decorating job. Look, I mean, it's got this weather-torn sign here, needs replacing, and I'm sure it'll perk up a bit once we get that sorted out. Well, this was one of the beds that I had peas in, but we picked them all this week, and we blanched and we froze a whole bunch. So I've sown some more peas for a second sowing. They don't like the heat that much, but what this sowing will do is provide us with more peas that we can use for seed next year. And this is the second bed of peas, and I'm going to be pulling this one today, and we're going to shuck them, blanch them and freeze them, and I'm just going to pull them all out. Not going to wait for any more, just take what we got, and that's going to be enough. I don't know if you noticed, but on the last couple of uploads I did, I've been wearing a t-shirt because Mrs. Coleman here gets mad at me when I record myself without a shirt on. Got to be all proper. Isn't that right, Mrs. Coleman? Okay, we have some yellow beans, some royal burgundy beans, the peas, and we have some cauliflower and some broccoli. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give the cauliflower and the broccoli a really good soak to make sure that there's no critters in there. And this is salted cold water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to blanch the peas. Mrs. Coleman's going to drop them into boiling water.
Yes. No salt.
No salt, no nothing, just boiling water. And they're going to boil for
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, now this is ice water that we're going to be dropping the peas into. Or should I say, Mrs. Coleman's going to be dropping the peas into. 2 minutes is up. Straight into the ice water. Okay, we only bag enough per bag for a meal for two. If we have guests, we just get more bags out. These are Royal Burgundy beans. Now, from what I understand, these are going to go green after we've boiled them. Is that right, Mrs. Coleman?
I seem to remember that.
Okay. Dump them in and pop the lid on. Here they come. And look at that. They have turned green. So what's the bloody point of growing purple ones then? We may as well just grow flipping green ones.
I agree.
Wow.
It's going to be delicious.
Chameleons.
Oh, that's good.
Are they? Right. The reason we blanch before we freeze is, well, first of all, we think it tastes better that way. And on things like cauliflower and broccoli, we check for critters, we give them a good soak in salt water, and then we partially boil them. If I see any critters at all, I'll throw them away. Some people do other things, that's up to them. But this is our way. Your way is always the best, of course. We only grow about 8 or 9 cauliflowers and broccoli every year. So I want to eat the whole crop. If I pick them when I need them, the last few, they've always gone over. You look at it and you say, that's a bit dodgy, and you chuck it away, right? You know, so what's the point in growing it? Pick it when it's ready, freeze it, or store it in whichever your preferred method is. Now, some stuff like the beans, well, they keep coming again and again, and there's things like zucchini and cucumbers. You'd never dream of pulling the whole plant, of course you wouldn't. But on some of the stuff, like the peas, the cauliflower, and the broccoli, pull it when it's ready and use that space in the garden. Now, I'm going to get this lot in the freezer. It's a beautiful day. Let's get back outside. I stumbled upon this as I was doing a tour. These are potatoes, and these are true potato seed pods. I believe they're extremely poisonous, but they are potato seed pods. These are a blue potato, which I'm not really big on. Otherwise I'd try and grow them, but I don't think I've ever had seed pods on potatoes before. I think that's kind of neat. I'm just going to snip them off, and then we're going to dump them out. I'm presuming that I'm probably the only person in the world that's never had seed potato pods, but anyone wants some, let me know. Okay, let's see what's in here. Not a lot. I think we've got more pods than I got spuds. Please, sir, could I have some more? From a 10-litre pot. It'll just about do for dinner. There, that should grow better. What do you think, little fella? Well, that's it, we're out of time. I promised that What's in Bloom will be back next week. You can look at the dailies if you like. This week I've come across about 4 or 5 videos that have been over 20 minutes long, and I've got to tell you guys, I think I speak for many when I say it's a little bit of a hard watch. I understand it because it's that time of year, everything's happening, but it's a really tough watch. You kind of have to skip through them a little bit. It's hot. The t-shirt's coming off. Right now, I think it's time for a beer. It's not twist off, but I came prepared. Finally, cheers. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a comment, hit the like button or subscribe.